Hello?
Is this retro or die?
Who is this?
Or should I say, not so retro anymore? Do you like the Sega CD?
Do I like the Sega CD? Yeah, the Sega CD was cool.
We're gonna see these nuts hang out your mouth.
Who is this?
Oh, I think you know who this is. If not, let me remind you.
I thought I killed you.
I've got the games. You aren't getting any deals. The games are mine.
I don't know where you are or how many games you have, but I will find you. I have a certain amount of skills, and I guarantee I will find you.
We'll see about that, retro loser. Retro or die. More like retro oh suck.
I'm back. So it's been a long time since I've gone to the flea market, and I went on Sunday, and I was really surprised to see new vendors around that actually had good deals on games. What? At the flea market. I never see good deals at this flea market, ever. You know, I have a joke for the name of this flea market, but I'm not going to give it away just because I want to keep getting good deals at this place, and I don't want to have any competition, so... I mean, I'm finding complete games, sealed games, for way under list value. I mean, even the Super Nintendo, super clean, and 80 bucks? I mean, that's really, really good. I mean, consoles on display for people to play and try. Games nicely sealed up in different wrappers. You don't see this kind of stuff at the flea market very often. This guy was willing to work with me on games, he was willing to show me games, he was willing to talk to me about games. It wasn't just another average reseller that you run across in the flea market where it's like, oh yeah, just, you know, respect my prices, I'm gonna list this $5 game up to $80 just because I want to. You know, it's not like that with this guy. This guy actually understands what the video games are, he understands their worth, and he also understands the collector's mindset that people aren't willing to pay an obscenely godly amount of money at a flea market. This isn't eBay. This isn't a physical store. And I was just happy to see this guy. I almost spent all of my money on this guy's booth alone. Normally these are the booths that I try to avoid going to in the flea market until the last resort. I mean, they had a cool little punching guy, robot looking thing in there. But these booths, you know, they're a 1 in a million shot that you're actually going to find something good inside. I mean, video game related or otherwise. I just thought I'd go in and just show you what some of the normal average crap you'll be running into at a flea market if you're not familiar with how these things work. Lot of junk. I mean, I see some DVDs here that are not really worth anything. And, ooh, look at this. VHS tapes. The whole collection of Shirley Temple. Gotta have those, right? Another beautiful sun-shining day in California. I know a lot of people don't believe me, and I can understand why. Look, there's a cowboy right there. Even in California, we have cowboys. Still, to this day. Well, look, you want to get some bikes? How about that? Or wind chimes, or whatever? Man, this is the stuff you see at the flea markets, the most random things. I mean, look, there's a kid riding a scooter. Want some pot and pans? Oh, hey, look, a reseller of old video games. Crazy overpriced games. Sports titles going for $8 a piece? Don't think so. And I love how these guys have Nintendo shirts on. I don't know if you saw it, but they say classically trained. Because you know these guys know all about the NES. Coming up to this vendor in this booth, it kind of confused me because of all these black barrels. I mean, I had to stop and just look at it for a second. They almost look like the black barrels from the Dawn of the Dead film or whatever. You know, the one where all the zombies come out of the barrels. Brains, I want brains. That's what that reminded me of. Oh, look, an Easter bunny. Now this booth we're about to make our way up to is one of the video game common resellers up here. You can tell by all of the cases and the clearly neon green stickers all over the games that this person prices games way over the price range. I mean, look at that. We're looking at games like Yoshi's Cookie at over $10. Ridiculous prices in this booth all the time. I mean, look at that. Golf. Black box golf, $5? The most common of common games listed up higher than what they're supposed to be. Oh, a copy of some Sega Saturn games. Corpse Killer, $30? You gotta be kidding me. Fahrenheit for the Sega CD, $35. Some robbery. Wallet rapists. Now we're looking at some common games. Jeopardy for the Sega Genesis, $10. Loose? I don't think so. Some Famicom games, not marked as priced, so obviously going to be a fortune. And you see this guy over here, he's asking about finding an actual console, Nintendo console, and I have to tell him that I saw one over there priced at a good price. And of course the reseller tries to step in and say, oh yeah, well I can, these are just the way prices are. I mean, they shouldn't really be this high, but I'm just going to mark them that high anyway. And that's as much as I could listen to that jargon before I have to walk off. Now while I'm at the flea market, I'm always looking for toys, because everyone knows by looking at my videos, that's what I collect as well. And this guy had a slew of Star Wars toys. Probably one of the biggest Star Wars toys lots I've ever seen at a flea market. Unfortunately, none of it's the actual 1970 stuff. It's more of the 2000 era stuff. So I'm just going to pass on that and go to the next vendor. Oh, and then I see something that really catches my eye whenever I think about resellers. Some axes. Here's Forrest. Just joking. Again, when you're looking at these booths of these different vendors, if they have the games laid out open like this, and they're PlayStation 1 or 2 games, you know, it's good to just look at it real fast, or sci-fi movies or anything like that. It's good to look at it real quick and then just keep going. Now I come across a toy reseller that has a lot of classic toys from my childhood. Ninja Turtle toys, play sets, and of course the toys that I'm always on the lookout for, Mighty Max figures. Now I come to talk to this guy and find out that not only does he have a bunch of Mighty Max toys that he doesn't bring to the flea market, he has a bunch of Mighty Max toys that are still complete in the box, such as Skull Mountain. So I actually was really happy. I got this guy's card and information, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he has later that I can buy for my collection. Mighty Max was my favorite show as a kid, so of course I'm always on the lookout for those toys. I love these open booth vendors because this is normally where you find the really good deals on games and things like that. I mean, a Sega Genesis for 25 bucks, that's not that bad when it has all the cables. And this really nice minty looking PlayStation 2 Fat. Now, I'm actually kicking myself at the time of recording this because I completely forgot that I ran into this. The guy only wanted $25 and he had all the hookups and cables for this PlayStation 2. Now, I don't care who you are, $25 for a PlayStation 2 Fat, that's in really good condition like that. I should have picked it up, I should have went back. Totally forgot. That is my fault. Hopefully, he'll have it next weekend. I mean, look how clean this PlayStation 2 is. You don't ever see PlayStation 2s this clean, especially the Fats. So even while I'm at the flea market and I'm looking for games and that sort of stuff, you come across some crazy, fun, and cool things at times also. Like, if you look at this vendor's booth, it looks like a giant piece of junk. It looks like there's nothing here, I'm not going to find anything cool. But then you go a little bit deeper and you search around and you find things you never think you're gonna find. Like this bin right here, I found Halloween masks that look like they weren't that bad quality. Like Frankenstein here looks pretty freaking sweet. If it wasn't for all the junk inside of his hair, I probably would have picked him up. Plus, I'm a little paranoid, you know, masks with hair, they come with lice or some crap like that. You can see the little girl's face look away in horror as I hold up the severed head. And yeah, the Michael Myers one I wasn't even going to touch. I'm always looking for a tripod because I'm still only stacking cameras up on boxes and laundry bins, but this tripod was fucked at the end, so I didn't pick it up. And then I found this really awesome H.G. Geiger sort of diorama plastic toy thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I couldn't tell if it was a DVD case or it had something inside, but I didn't want to pull it apart and break it. But it looks so awesome. I wish I knew what it was actually for and if it was complete or not, because if it was, I probably would have picked it up. I don't know if it came with an alien toy or anything of that nature, but it looked like it opened, but I didn't want to break it, so I didn't end up getting it. Yeah, if any of you guys are Alice Cooper fans here, I found a Alice Cooper doll from the 1970s. Looks pretty sweet, but he was missing a hand, so wasn't going to pick him up. A couple of broken down Xbox 360 systems over here. There was even a red one. Problem is though, you look at Xbox 360 systems and you never know if they're going to be broken or not. Unfortunately, most modern systems are broken at the flea market. At this guy's booth, he had some Movie Maniac toys. He had Ichabod Crane, Johnny Depp's character from Sleepy Hollow. Unfortunately, he didn't have his pieces, so I didn't pick them up. A lot of random old horror movie monster toys, but they were all busted. Like the mummy's missing an arm and missing pieces off of his face. Bunch of random toys. A Burger King Dracula toy that I already own. Bruce Lee, who had his arms chopped off. And then, how could you go wrong with an NES Zapper? But unfortunately, when I picked it up, it looked like someone had snapped the end off into their ass. This guy right here, your typical reseller, he had some really torn up sports games and trying to charge $5 a piece for them all. You can tell when a reseller's booth has been picked through by another reseller of video games when all they have left is sports titles and wrestling games. Just another random thing you see at flea markets that I didn't know you could actually even get there were live animals, like birds or rabbits. Something I don't think I've ever noticed out of the 100 times I've probably been to this flea market is that they sell live animals. Now we're coming on to my most favorite reseller that I like to fuck with, because this guy prices games way above retail value, way above eBay value, and tries to fuck everyone. Now, as you can tell, there's a top loader in there, looks really nice, the games look clean. Wait till you see the price this guy's asking for this top loader. Don't lean on the glass. The games look all nice and clean. Oh look, a whole collection of Game Boys here. Let's see how much he wants for them. $55 for an original Game Boy. You have to be fucking kidding me. $45 for a Game Boy Pocket? You can already tell when the Game Boy games are not listed in price, they're obviously going to be charged a fortune for.
Ask for the top loader.
$150 for a top loader? You can kiss my ass with that shit. Now, I've mentioned this reseller before in past videos. This is the same guy who has had the same Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde game for the past 3 years, and the price goes up for it every year at this guy's booth. He's still sitting on it today, charging almost $50 for a Jekyll and Hyde. All you can do with these kind of people is walk up, ask them how much prices are when a bunch of people are around, and laugh at them as you walk away. This is the kind of reseller in the video game market that gives all resellers a bad name when it comes to retro video games. Now here we're at the other biggest scummy reseller that's at this flea market. This guy goes around in the early morning buying up all the games and all the good toys from all the vendors, and then charging an extreme amount of money up the butt for them. Now he has a lot of good selection for toys. Ultraman toy I see there in a box, but he's charging like $60 for that Ultraman toy, when I know for a fact I could buy that same Ultraman toy on eBay for about $20, complete in a better box. Let's look at his NES games. We know for a fact his NES games are going to be overpriced for sure. $20 for the Ninja Turtles arcade on the NES? Way too fucking expensive. And then some random balls that kids can play in the water. Really weird. In the end, I ended up back at the same vendor I was at the beginning, and I ended up buying more games from the same guy. Just goes to show, when you treat your customers with respect, and knowing how the collector's mindset is and how people are not going to pay top dollar at a flea market, you're going to get repeat business. And this guy has won me over. I'm going to go to him many times and go visit his independent store that he owns many times in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and now let's go see everything that I picked up today.